Hey everybody, Mr. Bookyboo, and I am finally back with a LEGO City update. Now first, I have to apologize that it's been so long since I've done an update. Life's been busy, and that coupled with the whole YouTube Copa debacle thing, honestly, it really kind of frustrated me when that thing came out. And then, because I think YouTube really threw content creators under the bus, and they kind of left us high and dry and didn't give us much guidance in what we could or couldn't do. And it just kind of really got to me, and it kind of was really sad because we had a kind of a good thing going, and they put the kibosh on that. But I figure with everything that's going on and everything that that's been going on in the world, that it was just time for me to try this out and see, and we'll see what we do. We'll see how the YouTube goes. I'm going to post this up on YouTube. We'll see how it goes. I'm going to maybe look at some other options for getting my content out there as well. And in the meantime, because I doubt you'll be able to comment on this video because of Copa, so if you want to engage, make sure you're following me on Instagram, Mr. Bookyboo. Make sure that you're following me on Facebook, Mr. Bookyboo, there as well, because I'm starting to push more and more content out through those platforms. So having said that, first, let me express to you all, I hope you're all staying safe and healthy during these trying times. I know it's crazy out there and things are really, really, just rough. So hang in there, stay home, build. This is a great opportunity for you to practice your social distancing and stay at home and build some Lego, right? So with that, I got some exciting stuff I'm going to show you in the city. So come on, let's go. Okay, so first things first, you're going to notice things have radically changed in Bricksburg. So much so that basically since my last video, the whole city's been redesigned. I was happy with how things were going with my old city, but I just kind of felt that, things I could improve a little bit more. I could maximize and utilize the space that I have a little bit better. And the end result of that is kind of what you see here. So this is kind of the overview of everything. And basically I kind of had a U-shape before. Now I have like a total U-shaped layout. And I'm going to get into more of the particulars of it, but just kind of give you a little bit of an overview here of everything. So over here to the left, we have Ninjago Lab in all its glory, which I'm still working on and adding stuff to, but you can kind of see how that's all coming together. And then further down, so as we start to like the bottom of the U, this is where actually the main part of the town is now. And the advantage to that is that I picked up more space for modulars. If you remember from my old videos, or if you want to go watch my old videos, you'll remember in the past that the main part of the city was always over on this half of the room. And it kind of like maybe sort of, once I built those mountains, extended to right about there, and then it stopped. And then I was always struggling with like, what am I going to do with this area here? At one point it was going to be Apocalypseburg. I had the space set, the new city space sets there at one point. I had a beach over there, and I wasn't feeling it, and it just didn't flow. So I ended up thinking about it, and I spent lots and lots of time with graph paper, drawing this out, trying to figure out how to get this layout better, more efficient, better use of space. And what I finally came up with is what you see here. So we're going to scoot down here. We'll get back to the other parts of the city, but I really want to focus on this area right now because this is kind of the whole, the whole crux of the whole city right here. This is the heart of the city. And the idea is, by having the bottom of the U be the main part of the city, is you're kind of enveloped by the city when you stand right in the middle here. So you can see it kind of, right now it ends right here with the town hall, and then it just kind of extends outward. But it's really nice. You get this really great visual as the city kind of wraps around you, and you look at all sides, and you're surrounded by Lego, which is like awesome, right? What I did to get this is I maximized the space. So if I go up high here, you can see. So there's a street that runs all the way along the back wall here. And also there's a little junction where the tunnel is with the mountain. The mountains are unchanged. They fit perfectly right in that space. And then what I was able to do is actually squeeze in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.5, 6, 7, 8, 9 modulars across the back wall, which is truly epic, and a road plate, which really condenses the space. It makes all those modulars kind of fit into that area. And then I still have some of my facades in the back, which I'm still working on. I still want to light those up at one point. But it just really, and finally Ghostbusters finally has a home. Remember that? How I struggled with that for like what felt like years trying to find a good place for it. It just all kind of just fit together once I did that. Now the other cool thing is you'll notice with the trains. So we actually have 2 independent train loops now. So I can actually finally run 2 trains at once. This track over here is actually running. I've posted some Instagram story videos on that. This track over here, I still have some wires running across it, so I have to get those wires to run on, place them underneath the tracks and whatnot. But the end result is I'll be able to run 2 trains at the same time. I still have some good storage. I have a siding here, a siding there, and then of course in Ninjago Land, which we'll go back to in a minute, I have 2 more sidings to store the trains. So I can store really like 4 trains, plus I can have 2 on the main tracks. It's like I got like 6 trains going, you know, on the layout at one time, which is really cool. The station migrated over here, and I've modified the platform a little bit, so there's not an overpass over here anymore, just a simple stairway that you can see. We can zoom in a little bit so you can see it's just a real simple design. So that the Lego passengers can get down to the platform to catch their train, and that just connects up top here up to the main part of the city. Still working on this area. I have space for one more modular for next year's modular. It can be a corner. I can actually fit a corner there. I finally have enough, that was the other cool thing, is I actually picked up enough space for all these goofy corners that Lego seems to love coming out with. With this new layout, I have room for all the corners finally. So I can put one more modular here. After that, I'm going to be stuck, but by then that's a whole like year from now. So by then I'll probably be ready to like rebuild again or do something else, you know. But anyway, that's kind of the heart of the city. So we'll just kind of pan again real quick here so you can see how that goes. Oh, the other important thing I was going to mention with the train tracks. So not only are there 2 independent loops on each side, but there's also, I have Y tracks in there. So they diverge either way. Well, you can't really see it, it's too dark in there. But there's actually a Y track, and there's a connector between this side and that side, so the trains can actually go to either side back and forth. Really, which is really cool. It's just a little more flexibility. So these trains aren't stuck on this side, and these guys aren't stuck over here at all. You can see, if I get in a little bit closer here, just to give you the overview of the main street. I guess this is Main Street. So still adding, you know, still working on stuff, still adding little details, but I've been pretty busy working on it. I've got a lot of the electrical in. I have to light up the bookstore modular back there yet. I still have to light up my custom police station, and I have to do the pet shop. But otherwise, it's coming along pretty well, and things are looking pretty good here. The theater fits really good on that corner. I really like that as a showpiece. And then, of course, on this part of town, we have the trains, which for now it's just a siding. I didn't really actually build a platform yet. I may at some point do another platform similar to this, or just like a slightly different design, just over here, so then you can have passengers getting off on the other side of the city. That might be a good, you know, that might be a good idea. And then kind of over here, this is actually really cool. This area. So now we have a nice park for my minifigures to play in and to relax. There's a farmer's market in here. So I took the farmer's market, which had actually been on the old boardwalk part of the old layout, where there was no streets, but it was just more just of a wide walking pedestrian area. Well, I moved that, and it's now in the park here. And actually, if I go up high, you can see a little bit better. So I put some cobblestone in here, lots of flowers, you know, lots of little vendors and stuff. And there's a picnic area tucked away in the back, a little bit of picnic table. There's a fountain back there. And then just a little waterfall, which is, this kind of transitions this area. And then there's a little creek, which runs into another, like an observation platform, and then another waterfall, which leads into the newest area of Bricksburg, which is the Disneyland. I don't want to call it Disneyland. It's like Disney / Lego Land / maybe Star Wars Land. But this is kind of the newest area in the layout. So what I did is I did more mountains here as a nice transition between the city and the amusement park. You can see that on both sides, so there's like tunnels on both sides for the trains, so the trains can actually go through that little area. It's a nice little visual. The mountain side there was pretty cool. I had a bunch of trees. I like those new trees using the new style plant. You invert them and you put them on a brown antenna pole. I really like that. It was in that the Star Wars Anniversary Endor set was the first place where I saw that, and I just kind of really took off with that idea. I really like that. And then as we go over to this area, you can see. So this is the Legoland part of the amusement park. It's basically Miniland. So what I did is I took the limited edition Legoland set that came that you can only get at Legoland. I got mine at Legoland California, and I just basically put all those pieces just as kind of like you would see if you've been to Legoland. It's very similar. So they have all the Lego sets and they have the water around them and stuff, and just like different walkways and trees and plants and lots of greenery. It's just a nice little area. There's steps that go up to the Disney castle, which you can see. I've added the moat is back, which I'm really happy with. And then I also, instead of just having boring gray walls, you can see that I've added like little flower boxes around there. And then in the front, there's some lampposts, and then there's also some more waterfalls down here, which I was able to add back the alternate build pirate coaster. So I have that directly underneath the castle, which I think just fits in that little area right there really well. And from there, you have the entrance to Legoland, just some more detail. I'm still adding the tiling and stuff all through here. And then you have the front area, which is the main Disney train station. And then, which is kind of like the entrance to the park. So you have to take the train to get to the park. And actually the high-speed trains can also drop you off there. That doesn't have to be just the Disney train. And then it kind of transitions into this area, which is totally under construction right now. But what I was thinking, and I'm not sure if I'm going to do this or not, is I was kind of like mocking up some miniaturized Star Wars sets. So there's like the Endor Ewok Village. There's the power generator built bunker from Return of the Jedi. I wanted to do like a mini cantina from A New Hope, and then I wanted to maybe do Hoth as the other little mini set area for as like to kind of round it out. But I'm not sure, and it's kind of in flux right now. I'm still trying to figure out exactly what I want to do. So you can see it's kind of a mess right in here. Steamboat Willie, I was just there because I had to move that to get something else on the shelf. You know, so it's an interesting, I don't know, we'll see. This area is still kind of under construction and in flux right now. But as we move back, we'll just kind of pan back across the city so you can see how we go from amusement park into the city with the mountains in the background. You get a really nice visual. It kind of just draws you in. Eventually I'm going to get some like curtains to cover up all the junk underneath there, make it kind of more finished. And then we slowly start to move into Ninjago Lab. So actually I'm going to start at the end here because this is where it's kind of mostly finished. It's very similar to before. It's actually, the really cool part though is we actually have two sidings for trains right in the front. So the main line you can see coming out from the tunnel down there, it goes here. It actually, right here is where the main line continues, and that's where the loop goes all the way around. We have the siding at the train station, but then back here we have two more sidings, and we have an engine shed, which kind of fits in I tried to make it thematically fit with Ninjago Land with the colors and whatnot. I got to get more of these those modified plates with a rail to kind of finish off the roof. And then we have an extra siding here as well. The stuff behind, so I have Destiny's Bounty in the back, which is a good place for it because it's such a massive model, but it's a really awesome model. And then we have Terrace Dojo, and then we have the Ninjago docks, and then we kind of transition as we move on down. You can see the Temple of the Ultimate Weapon, which I like there. I lowered it, but it fits really good right in that space. It's kind of a nice visual appeal with the red door and all that. And then we go into actually Ninjago City. And then I've been adding just more details. This is the last year's Chinese New Year set with the boats. So I just added that actually today. I'm kind of happy with how that turned out right there because I was wondering where I was going to put that. I think it worked right there. I'm still working on finishing off the seawall. And then you can just see the little canal and stuff in here with the boats. There's just lots of little bustling activity going on, lots of little detail. And then as we move along, you can see what I've done here is actually created an add-on to Ninjago City. So this is based on that new Creator 3-in-1 set that just came out. And I really like the design of that. And I've seen a lot of other people kind of adapt it to their cities. And so what I did is I just kind of made my own design. I preserved the coffee cup back there. Oops, I'm still getting used to moving the camera. You can tell it's been a while. because I'm really shaky with the camera. I apologize for that. So you can see that I kept the coffee cup on the side. It just kind of, you know, it just kind of fits in there because I didn't want that as unfinished as that side of Ninjago City was leading into this area. And so that's kind of what I did. Now, the other thing you'll see is the transition. So there's a walkway now from the upper level of Ninjago City that goes right into the upper level of the main city here, but this is still kind of Ninjago Lab. Now, this was the other thing I just actually worked on just recently, is I, instead of doing, I usually had like the tunnel portals like all my other ones, because, you know, in my, if you know me, you know my brain works very logically, so I was like, oh, well, the tunnel portals all have to be the same. Well, they don't. It turns out you can actually make them different. And so I really liked when I had this big, I made this big gate for the old Ninjago Land where actually the train actually went through it. And you can still, this is the remnants of it here. I really like that, but I didn't have any way to incorporate it into the layout here. So instead, as I rebuilt it as a tunnel portal here. So it actually is kind of like an entrance to Ninjago Land, which I think works pretty well. The Temple of Erjitsu fits really nice in this corner. And then you can see I actually had a weird space behind Ninjago City, and I didn't know what to do with that. And so, and I had my Avengers Tower just sitting there doing nothing. And so I just threw it there, and I actually kind of like it. It works. It fits in there because it's kind of a modern, you know, building that, you know, just, I don't know, I think it works in that area. As we move along here, so this is a switch tower for the trains. Again, kind of keeping with the Ninjago theme with like the reds and the grays and blacks. And then this top area, which is totally under construction. So I really love the new Chinese New Year sets from this year. They're so colorful. They have so much great detail, and they're just amazing. And so what I'm doing is this area, they're going to be in this area somehow. I just have to figure out how to do it. These are really tricky to place because they're at odd angles and they don't attach to the base plates easily. So I'm going to have to probably put like a plate underneath the middle section, and then just have these with like floater tiles or something to get it to fit. But the plan is, and then of course this is going to be water in here. There might, I don't know, I might extend the water feature a little bit somehow. We'll have to see how it comes together. But yeah, this is going to be all Ninjago Land, and then this area where all the people are right now, that's just going to be the streets, just going to go and turn and go off that way. And then, like I said, I've got space for one more modular, and that's pretty much it. It's a lot, and so you can see I've been pretty busy. Like I said, I just apologize it's taken me so long to post, and I hope that you do get to see this video, and I hope that if you have comments and feedback, I'll make a post on Instagram announcing the video. You can head over to Instagram and post about it. I'm also going to make a post on Facebook about it when I post this, and you can head over there and leave me comments because I really value what you guys have to say. And that's probably that was the biggest thing that really hurt with what YouTube did, is they took away that engagement. You know, they made it so difficult for content creators to be able to engage with their audience and get feedback and to talk and discuss ideas and stuff. And that's, you know, that to me is the biggest shame of it all. So thanks for watching. It's good to be back. And like I say, I'm going to keep looking at ways to get my content out there so you guys can follow it and see what's going on. And I will be back soon with some more updates for you. Okay? Thanks again. Take care.